Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports, and I just wanted to shoot a quick video on the bike that I used on my 372 mile 26,000 foot epic ride on Saturday going into Sunday, May the 4th through May the 5th. So it was 32 hours total time. Some time off the bike. You know, you have to stop for traffic lights. You have to stop to, use nature brakes, and just you're tired. Yeah, sometimes you have to, just get off the bike for a few minutes and or warm up, because in this particular event, it rained from about 10 p.m. to about 8 a.m. So I'll show you the bike, but I also wanted to show you just some of the things that I did to prep the bike to get it ready to go. I shot a video, but I didn't show the results of it, where I put the what do you call that, reflective. Today's only Tuesday, and the event finished on Sunday after 32 hours of the actual event, plus, this time on the front end and back end. So I haven't had much sleep in a couple of days. But anyway, here we go. So what I want to show you is from bow to stern, pretty much what I did here. So on the front end, I put on some pink bar tape, and while it doesn't match the logos, the real reason was I knew I was going to be suffering quite a bit on this long event. This is only, I think, my 40th ride of the whole year. And I just wanted to have my mom's memory with me. And so my mom passed away from breast cancer, and I think some of you may know that if you've been watching the channel for a while. So you'll see a lot of my accessories, pink water bottles, helmets, socks, and then, of course, my shop colors are black, pink, and white. But I just wanted to think about my mom during the ride, because she suffered quite a bit with her breast cancer that metastasized through the rest of her body. So anyway, that was there. And what I want to show you real quick is this bungee cord here. Looks out of place at the moment, but when I was doing the event, what I did was, because I'm fortunate enough that I use a 120 stem, I have a long section here, and so I folded up my reflective vest. We launched at 5 a.m. So if you launch at 5 a.m., you need reflective clothing, ankle bands, but sunrise was like 6:20 something, or let's just call it 6:30. So, what do you do now with your vest for the next 30 plus hours, right? So anyway, I tied it up, bundled it up, and put it in underneath this bungee cord. In the previous video, I had talked about the reflective tape, how I put it on with just with an electrical tape backing. That way now I can just peel this off and see it doesn't leave any glue residue behind. It's actually, really clean underneath the electrical tape. So I'll do that inside the shop. Next thing I want to show you is I had a top tube bag on my bike. So I laid down some black electrical tape to protect the paint finish. Good thing, because with all the rain and all the splash and all the stuff coming off of cars, you get all these little sand granules. Sorry that I'm blocking, I'm shading the bike. But you get all these sand granules inside here, and it just mars up the finish of your top tube. And of course, that's something you're going to be looking at all the time while you're riding a bike. So the last thing I want to see is any scratches or any damage done to my top tube. And because this is just black electrical tape, it peels right off. It's super clean, no glue residue left behind. Now, we'll keep talking about the electrical tape throughout the rest of the bike. So this was an overnight event. So of course I wanted to be as safe as possible with as much reflective things that I can, even if they're just passive. So I put it on my crank set crank arms. On the other side as well, on the main tubes, on the down tube, seat stays. And then also, you can see it back here on the seat stays, just this red reflective tape. Now, what I get here in the US anyway, it's Department of Transportation standard, and I get it from, I don't get it through my bike vendors, it's not bike related equipment, I get it from an auto parts store. This is the same tape that you'll see on tractor trailers going down a highway. So if you've ever noticed how reflective that is, that's how reflective this tape is. It's a very reflective type of tape. You might have noticed already that there are two different tires on here. I had started to clean the bike and I had started to put my training tires back on. These are 30s, and I rode the event with 32s. And I said, oh geez, maybe I should just shoot a video so people can see how unfortunately dirty the bike is. Now the good news is that once it stopped raining, there was still a lot of water on the ground, and there were a lot of water crossings and low points in some of the canyons. So I would get plenty of spray back up that was just plain water, so it just kept washing the bike. But interesting also to take a look at the chain and the cassette after 370 plus miles, everything looks pretty good. I mean, considering all of the mileage, all of the sand and dirt and mud and whatever else was sprayed on the bike, it's in really, really good shape. So that's not going to take long to get cleaned up. Now, I didn't have any flats, so I can't tell you if the sealant worked or not, because, well, if you don't get a puncture, you're not going to check and see if the sealant works. But I did ride a really low pressure because, I mean, I knew it was going to drizzle, but I didn't know it was going to rain. So I rode like 58 PSI on these 32 tires. And I weigh about 150, 155 now. I'm getting portly. but yeah. So I never had to use a plug, so I don't know if the 58 PSI would have sealed on a 32 tire. But anyway, there is the Ritchey Road Logic that I now need to clean up and get ready for, I don't know what. I mean, that's a pretty big event to have so early in the year. The challenge is that because it was 370 something miles, we started off at the beach and went down into our deserts, up and over some alpine climbs first and then down into the desert. And in the daytime, even though it's May, it was already 90 plus degrees. So if you wait until June, July, August, I mean, it's 100 plus or more down there in Borrego Springs. But anyway, we're going to get this bike cleaned up. Oh, one other thing. I haven't had much time to talk about this, but I've had some people ask me about these eeBrakes and what do I think about them, and are they as good as the Durace? And I'm like, are you kidding me? These things are incredible. The clamping force from such a lightweight brake is unbelievable. And I strongly believe that these are way better than the Durace brakes. I'm sorry, I am a Shimano fanboy, but these things are unbelievably good. And I rode them first with regular Shimano pads. Then I put these cool stops on, the salmon color cool stops. There was someone who made a comment on my which brake's better, disc brake or rim brake, and they commented on using these cool stops, and I got them, and they are incredible. They are incredible. I'm going to put them on Jesse's bike because these are just unbelievable. I've always just used the Shimano pads because of the textured rim track, but this takes the braking to a whole new level. What was really funny was I was the rim brake guy, and everybody, I mean, a lot of the bikes were disc brake bikes, and I was out descending everyone in the rain. You know why? Because it all comes down to tire traction. It is not about the braking system. It's about tire traction, or the skill, and the skill of the rider. I mean, I was blowing past people in the rain because they're skittish. They don't have the bike handling skills, or they don't trust something. I don't know. But I was blowing past them, and also on dry descents as well. So, you know, it's not about the braking system, people. This is simple. It's elegant. It's easy to work on. It's easy to service, easy to repair. So anyway, that is all for today. Please like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming on the 600K brevet that I did with 26,000 feet. All right. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you up the road.